an unbelievable night on America's college campuses as police are called to break up ugly clashes and eject protesters who have disrupted universities for far too long. Yes, leave it to the boys in blue. They should have been brought in long ago. Overnight at UCLA, bloody fighting broke out between pro and anti-Israel demonstrators. This following days of skirmishes after campus police had reportedly been told to stand down, even as Jewish students were denied entry to the campus for classes they have paid for. Here's just a sample of what unfolded last night via the LA Times.
You're gonna block Jewish kids? Yeah, we're fighting back, bitch! Yeah, you terrorists! We can drop it out, station!
Okay, so the pro-Israel people were left to tear down the encampments and get onto the campus by themselves since the cops had been given a stand down order. You could see the anger. That's what happens when you give over your campus to a bunch of people calling for the Jews to die. People get upset. A local ABC reporter could not believe his eyes, noting there was no law enforcement to be found there.
It is something I have never covered without any sign of enforcement, law enforcement, security whatsoever. This has gone now on for over an hour and a half, and it is absolutely appalling, in my estimation, that we have not seen any response. I've just never seen it.
Look, the campus, it was the school, reportedly, that gave the stand down order. The school did not want the cops' help, all right? And it wasn't until the campus requested help from the LAPD, who arrived to cheers from the pro-Israel supporters, that order was restored. Meantime, over on the East Coast, in New York City, Columbia administrators, this is what it takes, I guess, finally had enough. You've got to go commandeer a building, have food supplies being shoved up to the windows. The kids are crapping in buckets because they know if they leave, they won't be allowed back on. This is, really heartfelt. These are lovely people. After months of coddling these brats, Columbia's president, she's done, by the way, wrote to the NYPD and said all of this chaos poses a, quote, clear and present danger, begging police to show up. And show up they did. Stand by. We're going to show you some video. The NYPD here using a large vehicle with a ramp to send officers through a second floor window where they rounded up the protesters and found an absolute mess inside Hamilton Hall, which is the building that these students commandeered. Windows were shattered, barricades had been built, overturned furniture. It's like a hostage situation. Very insurrection-y, but not everyone is happy that the NYPD took action. Far-left politicians like AOC, is she really a politician or is she just a camera whore? I mean, that's really what she is. She's like, never seen a camera she doesn't like. She's just posing as a politician so she can get attention. She warned this is a nightmare in the making, saying, if any kid, and I quote, kid is hurt, this will fall on the mayor and the university president and other presidents across the country who call in the police to help. And yet there were reportedly no injuries to those adults. Absolutely none, because the cops were respectful, but did their job like professionals. In all, nearly 100 people were arrested. They'll be facing charges, and it remains to be seen if DA Alvin Bragg will actually prosecute any of these brats. Bragg on the brats, I wouldn't put money on it. I wouldn't put money on it. I mean, it's not like, as Andy McCarthy said, they had like a falsification of business record. That would get his attention, or would it? As they were led away in police buses, their supporters cheered, as captured by CBS New York. And there are other glimmers of hope. that sanity may prevail on some college campuses, places like UNC Chapel Hill. Yesterday, it started to look a lot like Columbia. This is unbelievable. This is the South now. What's happening? As anti-Israel protesters briefly replaced the American flag with the Palestinian one. You know what you can do with your Palestinian flag? And of course, chanted the usual lines. But school leaders and police and fellow students weren't having it. They marched onto the lawn, and even while getting water thrown at them, they raised the American flag back to its rightful place. Chants of USA, USA broke out along with this via student Guillermo Estrada.
We're so gallantly and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, they proved through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Right on, boys. That is how it's done. There's something called debt traps. And that debt trap you might be caught in is not your fault. Did you cause inflation? Did you set gas prices or make credit card companies jack up interest rates? The thing is that debt trap can destroy your life if you don't get out of it now. And that's why I want to tell you about Done with Debt. Done with Debt has debt release strategists who can stand between you and your bill collectors. Then they negotiate a plan to get you out of debt permanently without bankruptcy and without taking out loans. But listen, some of these strategies are time sensitive. So contact Done with Debt and see if they can help you with a free consultation. Share what you're dealing with, and they could explain a strategy to erase your debt faster and easier than you ever thought possible. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Donewithdebt.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.